Why do pros make this look easy? Why does the toss seem like nothing? And then when you go to play your toss, you can't even seem to find where it should be, because this is where I show you one simple strategy you can use today to play better tennis. A serve toss secret, how to fix the most overlooked part of the game. We take for granted how important the toss is on the serve. And it's really kind of one of the hardest things, because it's the one thing we can control the timing. Like everything else, we react to the ball. This, we are creating the timing. I wrote it down. Most players ignore the serve toss. It controls your entire serve. Like I said, get it right, everything's easier. Get it wrong, and look, if you watched the US Open with Alcaraz and Sinner, it wasn't necessarily his toss, but his serve, Sinner's serve, wasn't good that day. It was weak, and that was a big problem. He said it after the match as well, that he's got to do a few things to improve his serve. It could be the toss as well. Your kind of serve leads the way with your match, especially in the men's game. Return game more with the women, but the serve is very key. Very key, and especially the toss. So I'll go through the problems here with the serve toss. Most recreational players toss too far behind them, or too far in front, too far forward, too inconsistent from toss to toss. Common result, what happens, you double fault, weak second serves, and then you got problems with your arm too, because if you're tossing out in the right spot and your arm angle's off, it's going to start hurting your arm. Why do pros make this look easy? Why does the toss seem like nothing? And then when you go to play your toss, you can't even seem to find where it should be, because they have a constant rhythm and tempo. They really do not rush the toss. The toss feels like it's almost laying up there like a balloon. It's very easy. If you find your toss getting behind you, getting way out in front of you, just moving all over the place, we'll go through the fixes here. So there's kind of a 4-step process you can do here. So you want to relax your arm as much as you can. So you want it to be straight. You don't want to bend in it, but you want it relaxed, right? And you want the arm to feel like, and the best way, everything's individual with a toss, but I like to say your tossing hand will come down to your leg and then come all the way up, and you follow through on the toss. A lot of people toss and they stop and the ball flies out of their hand. When you toss, you let go, you keep following through with the toss. So you relax your arm all the way down to your thigh, your front leg of your thigh, and then you toss and keep going and extend and keep that hand up. So don't stop when you let go of the ball. Keep following through. Use a smooth lift, not a throw. That's number 2, and I went into that, I kind of combine them. So you want your arm relaxed. Imagine placing the ball in the air, like you're just laying it up there, or you're feeling like you're just kind of tossing something that's fragile. You're tossing up an egg, and you don't want to break it. So you're just laying it up there. It's very important. Don't think of throwing. The difference between throwing and tossing are 2 different things. Think of laying it up there. And then freeze check. So pause and note, does the ball land in front of your lead foot, shoulder high? That's the sweet spot. So it's kind of should be a little bit in front of your lead foot, a little bit close to that baseline, but you want it in front of your lead foot just a little bit. And that's where you want to practice letting that ball drop. Even give yourself, like this passes part, the practice drills, you can toss 10 balls in a row without hitting them, aiming for the same landing spot inside the service box. What we used to do is put a cone or put like a dot and toss it 10 times, aiming for that dot. Literally, if you push your hand over that dot, hold and pause, then pull your hand away to let it drop. Put your hand over that dot even. You can get that hand farther out into that tossing area where you need. So again, we'll go over the 4. You got to have a relaxed arm. You got to have a smooth lift. You got to follow through. You got to lay it up there like you're laying a water balloon up there, or something you don't want to break. You want to freeze, right? You want to pause and make sure that ball lands in the right spot. So freezing up here too, you're going to pause. And the best kind of toss, it should be in front of your front foot. But when you toss, if you are righty, it should be in front of your left foot. But if you just leave your hand out there, the ball should fall back into your hand, because that's in front of your front foot. So if it falls back into your hand, you can usually do this. If you don't have a target, just catch it 10 times. Leave their hand up there, they should fall right there. If it's not falling into your hand, it means your toss is off. A couple of the pros example, their toss is Federer and Djokovic and Nadal. It's in the same spot every time. You really rarely notice a difference, even with the first serve and second serve, because they don't want to give that serve away, but it's in the same spot every time. And you'll see sometimes players, tosses off, they'll drop it. A lot of times when you see a toss off, it's very blatant and people have problems. I forget the player years ago that would toss it way left, and the ball was way too low and had troubles. And then a perfect example is the US Open this year, where Coco Gauff has got a new coach that's all about her technical abilities now, which was happening to her, and it's amazing. She's having a great year anyways. She won the French Open with a suspect toss. Her toss is getting way out in front. When you get a toss way out in front, you can't lift anymore. You pull down. And when you start to pull, the ball goes into the net. She actually switched her coach, which is, she's got a lot of guts for doing that in the middle of the year. For a short period of time, this particular coach, and I don't remember his name, maybe I can, I don't know. I'll look it up at some point, but you'll be able to look it up. He worked with Sabalenka. Sabalenka, who's #1 in the world, had incredibly hard times. She was double faulting all the time. She worked with this technical coach, did a great job with her. So even on the pro level, don't get frustrated they have problems. She's 3 in the world Coco Gauff, and her toss is too far forward. Now, a simple fix could be that. And when I have a problem with someone's serve toss and the toss is going too far forward, usually they're letting go too soon. So if you let go of the ball too soon, the ball will go out in front. If you let go too late, the ball goes over your head. So I tell them, let go right of your eyes. And hopefully that'll straighten the toss out. Let go at just below the eyes or just at the nose and keep going up. Or simply to get your toss to the right spot, there's one more tip. If you're sitting, in a multi-court facility like this, when you are serving, if you're a righty, aim for the far net post. So if there's one court and the next court next to you, aim for that net post and trace it with your hand. Trace the net post with your hand, not aiming the ball for it, but you're tracing your hand with that net post. Let's review. Try to toss out of your fingertips a little bit. I didn't say that. You can toss out of your palm, but that's a little harder. Toss out of your fingers. Smooth lift, right? Freeze check. Follow through all the way. Use that 10-ball drill. Aiming for a target or just have it and fall back into your hand. Spend 5 minutes this week just practicing tosses. No racket needed. You'll be amazed how much smoother it is. Just practice tosses for about 5 minutes before you start a match. It will really help. Again, the answer's in the actions, everybody. Do one thing to get 1% better. You can do it. Thanks, guys.